Seth Kaplan is a managing partner at Airline Weekly. Well, Seth, it's certainly not because ticket prices have dropped dramatically. What's behind the surge?
Not at all, Craig. You're right about that. Really, it's this improving economy and really the lower gas prices, which, let's face it, it's almost like a stimulus for all of us, putting more money into our pockets. And that, ironically, helps bid up the price of air travel. A lot of people say, why haven't fares fallen? Because of lower fuel prices. And part of the explanation is that, we all feel a little bit richer. And so we all want to travel. And with not a lot of extra supply and all of us wanting to travel, basically, Craig, simple supply and demand economics, fares for right now staying rather high and lots of people traveling.
So you've got these fuller flights. So fuller flights means if your flight gets canceled or you miss a connection, there are not as many empty seats to try and grab on the next flight. What can you do then?
Exactly. It's sort of a myth. People think, things are more likely to go wrong on a holiday weekend. It's not that they're more likely to go wrong. It's that when they do go wrong, exactly, not as many empty seats to basically, let's face it, compete for against our fellow travelers. So, if you're at the airport today, particularly a place like Dallas, Fort Worth, where we heard in Bill's forecast maybe some bad weather later today, if your flight is canceled and the gate agent says, hey, go over to that line over there, get in line with your other passengers, do that. But, call the airline also. Whatever you can do to get through to the airline as quickly as possible gives you a little bit of a better shot. And when you're talking to that agent, whether it's at the airport or on the phone, be creative. Tell them if you don't mind, let's say, using a different airport. If you're supposed to fly to LaGuardia and your flight is canceled, but you don't mind going to JFK or Newark, tell them that because they won't assume it. Whatever you can do to help them help you, basically, Craig, will give you a better shot at getting where you're going.
And before I let you get out of here really quick, Seth, scoring some last-minute deals for flights this summer. Any still out there? Are there best websites or anything?
Yeah, as we mentioned a minute ago, fares still rather high, and that, by the way, will change later this year. Airlines starting to add more supply, as we said, and that will help push down airfares. One thing to keep in mind for this summer, when the fares, unfortunately, are still rather high, is that the dollar is very strong. So, if you look at a fare, to Europe, to South America, to Japan even if the fare itself doesn't really look any lower than it was last year, once you get there, it'll be cheaper. So a pretty good year to travel abroad, if that's something you've been thinking of doing.
Seth Kaplan, thank you, sir. Do appreciate you.
Thank you, Craig.